Jayo Sri Vrindavan, Sri Vrindavan, Sri Vrindavan, Jai Sri Vrindavan.
In this way, the gopis were remembering Krishna, his beautiful form, his activities, and the relations of love that he shared with them. And they simply cried and cried and cried. Lord Sri Balaram understood the supreme position of the gopis' transcendental love. Thus, Lord Balaramji honored the gopis. His honor and his respect for the gopis were deeper than the oceans. And then he spoke to them about Krishna's leelas, about Krishna's pastimes, about Krishna's beautiful form. And by speaking about Krishna in this way, he awakened some joy in their hearts. Krishna had confidential messages for each gopi that were personally given by Krishna himself. And Balaramji recited those messages to the gopis and thus consoled their hearts. Balaram promised that I will bring Krishna back to Vrindavan. I know Uddhava said that, but Uddhava is subordinate to Krishna. He cannot tell Krishna what to do, but I am Krishna's older brother. I am not subordinate under him. I will bring him back to Vrindavan, and all of your desires will once again be fulfilled. In this way, Sri Balaramji gave happiness and hope to the hearts of gopis. Balaramji remained in Vrindavan for 2 months, the months of Madhu and Madhavi. During these 2 months, each night he performed Ras Leela. His Ras Leela was with a different set of gopis than Lord Sri Krishna's Ras Leela. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and our acharyas explain, when we were at Gwalpokar, at the Ratna Singhasan at Shamvan. That is the place that Shankachuda attacked the gopis. And that night it was holy. And Balaram and Krishna were having Ras Leela. They were singing beautiful, beautiful songs and dancing with their gopis. Balaram had his gopis and Krishna had his gopis. So Balaram, with his beloved gopis, met here where we are sitting today, which is little distance from where Krishna performed his Ras dance. And he would perform his Ras Leela. Balaramji's beauty is explained by Shukadev Goswami. His beautiful, beautiful white complexion enchanted all directions. It was luminous like a spotless full moon. His elongated lotus-like eyes were intoxicated with love. He had brilliant blue garments, long, long forest flower Bajayanti Mala that extended below his knees. He had one earring in his ear and beautiful ornaments, as well as the Gunja Mala. And when he was perspiring The perspiration was as beautiful as snowflakes decorating his body. Seeing this wonderful scene of transcendental love, Varuni, the daughter of Varuna, who was the presiding deity of a very special nectarine beverage. That nectarine beverage, which is an expansion of Varuni herself, began to flow from the hollow within a kadamba tree. And the smell of that nectar filled the forest. Such a fragrance was intoxicating. It was the full moon night. All the scented flowers were blooming. Malati, Malika. The birds were singing. The peacocks were cooing. And the river Yamuna, at some distance away, was flowing, filled with transcendental lotus flowers. And such a sweet breeze was carrying the nectarine fragrance of Varuni. Balaramji and gopis went to that kadamba tree and drank Varuni. And they became intoxicated. But please understand, this is something absolutely different than the intoxications of this world, which the intoxications of this world just plunge us into modes of passion and ignorance. But this intoxication was simply, it was the pure love of Varuni, who's actually Balaram's consort. The pure love of Varuni, just her love was intoxicating Balaramji and gopis. And Balaramji's beautiful lotus-like eyes were rolling here and there. And Sri Balaramji looked over at a distance to see Yamuna, and he desired to have water pastimes in Yamuna. So he called Yamuna. "Oh Yamuna Devi, please come here. We wish to have Leela within your waters." But Yamuna Devi was thinking that Balaramji is so intoxicated. This is an outrageous request. Even Krishna would go to where the Yamuna was. But Balaram's telling Yamuna to come here. So she disregarded. And Balaramji was not pleased. "Oh, sinful one! You do not come. You move according to your own whims. Today I will teach you a good lesson. With the tip of my plow, I will scatter you into hundreds and hundreds of streams." And then he took his plow and began to scatter Yamuna Devi. Now on this particular night, our acharyas tell us, this was not the original Kalindi, who was an expansion of Vishaka Gopi. This was an expansion of that expansion, who happens to be the daughter or the wife of the ocean. So Kalindi came forward with folded palms. Her limbs were trembling in fear. She fell at Balaramji's lotus feet, and with tears in eyes and faltering voice, she prayed to Sri Balaramji. "Oh Balaram, you are all powerful. You are the supreme personality of Godhead. You are the source of all material and spiritual worlds. And I am so ignorant that I ignored your order. Please forgive me. I surrender my life to you. And I know, Balaram, that you are always merciful and compassionate to those who surrender to you. I surrender. Please give me your mercy. So Balaramji was pleased with Yamuna Devi. And he said, come here. And she came. And he said, now we will have pastimes in your waters. And after giving his blessings to Yamuna Mai, he fulfilled her desires. Balaram and gopis entered into her ambrosial nectarine waters and performed beautiful pastimes there. As Sri Balaramji was coming out of Yamuna, the goddess Kanti, who's an expansion of the goddess of fortune, appeared there with a beautiful garment, beautiful garland of transcendental flowers, and also fresh new dry cloths for him to wear, and beautiful ornaments and decorations. And in this way, Balaram and gopis every night for 2 months performed their beautiful Ras Leela here at Ram Ghat. And Shukadev Goswami says that even today, in some places, Yamuna divides in various streams, simply to glorify the great pastimes of Sri Balaram. And it is in this very, very holy place where in fact Sri Balaramji is eternally performing his pastimes, we have come today. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat by Vrindavan Das Thakur, in the very beginning chapters, he goes into very nice detail about Balaram's Rasa Yatra here at Ram Ghat. He glorifies Lord Balaram. Why? Because he wants to give all of his readers a clear understanding of the nature of the mercy of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Vrindavan Das Thakur was a disciple of Nityananda Prabhu and Janava Devi. And he was very, very much moved by the order of Nityananda Prabhu and by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu to share Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes and teachings with the world. We have been speaking about Balaramji. Prabhupada would sometimes say he's original guru. He's teaching and facilitating service to Krishna in every possible way. Similarly, Lord Nityananda Prabhu, his life, his soul, his everything was only to glorify Lord Chaitanya. He traveled for 20 years on pilgrimage and never preached a word to anyone until Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him the order to preach. He told Lord Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur in Navadvip that go to every home, to every marketplace, to every bathing ghat, and whoever you meet, give them this message. Chant the names of Krishna, worship Krishna. Speak and remember Krishna. Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your father, Krishna is the wealth of your life. Krishna is your life and soul. Do not discriminate who is fit or who is unfit. Give everyone this message. And he did that. And ultimately, even Jagai and Madhai Why did he preach to Jagai and Madhai, the two greatest, most violent sinners in all of the universe? He told Haridas Thakur, if they chant the holy names and become intoxicated with love of God, then the whole universe will understand the glories of our Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. It was Nityananda Prabhu that ordered Vrindavan Das Thakur to write Chaitanya Bhagavat. It was Nityananda Prabhu who ordered Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami to go to Vrindavan, where he was ordered by the Goswamis to write Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. What we know about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is by the compassion of Nityananda Prabhu. Brajendra Nandana Jai Shachishuta Hoilo She Balarama Hoilo Nitai. When Haridas Thakur was explaining to Nityananda, to Advaita Prabhu about the restless behavior of Nityananda, something very, very transcendental emerged from that discussion. Haridas Thakur said, do you know what it's like traveling and preaching with Nityananda Prabhu? What kind of partner he is to be with? Sometimes during the monsoon seasons, when the Ganga is infested with dangerous man-eating crocodiles, he just jumps in and chases after the crocodiles. And I'm just at the bank of the Ganga crying out, hi, 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 come back, come back, come back. Other times he goes into somebody else's goshala and milks the cow and drinks the milk and runs away, and then the cowherd man comes and wants to punish me. Other times he goes up to some young girl and says, will you marry me? And then she runs home and tells her father. Father comes out, Nityananda's gone, and he chastises me. Sometimes he goes into people's houses and steals their butter and their yogurt and runs away, and then they come and they chase and they see that I'm his friend. I must be his accomplice. And today, he went to these two most sinful drunkards who were absolutely intoxicated on strong wines. Brutal murderers. And he asked them to give up their sinful activities and chant Krishna's names. And they chased us, and we ran away. And it's lucky that I'm still alive to tell you this story. And Advaita Acharya, when he heard this, he went in ecstasy. He started dancing. His clothes fell off. He was in so much ecstasy. He just started dancing and roaring out loud, laughing, 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 laughing. Then he said to Haridas Thakur, why are you surprised? It is the nature of drunkards to associate with other drunkards. That Nityananda Prabhu was always intoxicated with ecstatic love for Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, no surprise he is associating with these drunkards. He says, but you wait. He said, within 2 or 3 days, Jagai and Madhai will become intoxicated by Nityananda's mercy on the holy name of Krishna, and they will be dancing with us, chanting the holy name. So here at Ram Ghat, we read about Lord Balaram's intoxicated, ecstatic love. And as Lord Nityananda Prabhu, he's distributing that Varuni. He's distributing that dvaruni that awakens ecstatic love of Krishna in the form of the prime benediction to all humanity. Bhaja Gaurango, Kaho Gaurango, Laho Gaurange Namre. Jana Gauranga Baje, say hi Mora Pran Re. Bhaja Gauranga, Kaho Gauranga, Laho Gauranga Namre. Ye Jana Gauranga Baje, say hi Mora Pran Re. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gaura Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Haribo. Shri Balaram ki jai, Shri Nityananda Balaram ki jai. Gargamuni explained that his name will be Balaram because he takes great pleasure in exhibiting spiritual strength, unlimited spiritual strength. We remember how all the greatest, most powerful warriors of the Kuru dynasty, this is before Kurukshetra, so Bhishma, Karna, Duryodhana, even Arjuna, they were all there, you remember? And some of those members did not respect Krishna properly when Balaram came to the outskirts of Hastinapur. He didn't mind what they said about him, but they did not respect Krishna properly. So he became angry, and he took his plow and said that I will exterminate your entire race. And took the plow and started dragging the entire city of Hastinapur into the Ganga. At that time, all the greatest heroes and warriors came before Balaram with folded palms, with very much humility, including Duryodhana, who surrendered his daughter. And that is Balaram. And they told him, actually, we respect Krishna. We were just saying those things because we wanted to see you perform a leela to exhibit your great strength. And he did. He fulfilled their desire. And so many great Denuka Asura, huge ass demon. Pralamba Asura, massive, gigantic Asura. Balaramji effortlessly killed them. Even Vivida Gorilla. Vivida Gorilla was one of the main soldiers in the army of Ramchandra during the fight against Sri Lanka. But it is explained that Vivida, although he had a lot of devotion to Ram, he didn't have proper faith in Lakshman. And you can only approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Nityananda Prabhu. It's by the mercy of Guru, representing Balaram, that we can approach Krishna. And that Balaram was Lakshman. So because he did not have proper faith in Lakshman, he became demoniac. He fell down from his devotional attitude and started associating with other demons. And he became a demon. And all the power and strength he was using in God's service was now used for his own sense gratification. And you know, on the Raivata hill where Balaram was performing another leela with gopis, not gopis, with damsels near Dwarka. He was playing, and Vivida was a horrible demon. He would pick up gigantic trees. He could pick up mountains. But Balaram, with one punch behind collarbone, I think it was, yes? And he just vomited blood and fell down dead and passed urine and stool simultaneously. So Balaram, very powerful. Very powerful. And when he went to Naimasharanya, there was Romaharshan Sutta, who was giving some katha with all these sages. Thousands, tens and thousands of sages. Great learned scholars. They all unanimously accepted that Romaharshan Sutta, he should be the one who speaks to us. Because he was a disciple of Vedavyas, trained in all the systems of knowledge. And he was sitting on his Vyasasan speaking, and Balaram appeared. And everybody else got up and offered respects, but Romaharshan remained. Because he's thinking, I'm on the Vyasasan. He was proud. The Lord does not tolerate pride, false pride. Even in those who represent him and speak his message, he does not tolerate false pride. So Balaram picked up a single piece of grass. Was it kusha grass? He picked up a single piece of grass and chastised, touched Ramaharshan Sutta, and it cracked his heart, and he died. Haribo. Now that's power. To kill someone with a piece of grass. Single blade. And then the sages, they were really confused. They said, just before his kata today, we gave him a benediction that he would live a long life. and now you killed him. What about our benediction? So Balaram said, then I'll bring him back to life. No, you are the independent Supreme Lord. We cannot ask you to do that. So, but here is his son. And this father lives through the son. So Balaramji transferred that benediction to his son, who was Sutta Goswami, who spoke Srimad Bhagavatam to the sages of Naimisharanya. And then he wanted to do some atonement. So there was a Balvala, horrible, monstrous demon who was flowing in the sky, and he came attacking, ruining their sacrifices, and Balaram just got him with his plow and crashed him to the ground, and he was dead. That's Balaram. Prabhupada said we should pray to Balaram for spiritual strength to overcome all the obstacles of lust, envy, anger, pride, greed, and illusion. The mercy of Balaram, which flows through the spiritual masters, is the only hope that we have to overcome these insurmountable obstacles. But that same Balaram, who killed Ramaharshan Sutta with a blade of grass, came as Nityananda Prabhu and took grass in his teeth and went to the worst, most nefarious of all demons, and even went to common, ordinary people with that grass between his teeth, begging them with folded hands, please take the name of Krishna. Please accept the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lochan Das Thakur explains, with that grass in his teeth, he would go to people's homes and beg them with tears in his eyes, I'm only coming asking for one piece of charity. Just take the name of Krishna. Chant the name of Krishna. Remember Krishna. Worship Krishna. Make Krishna the treasure of your life. And if someone didn't accept, sometimes people abused him. Look the nonsense. Since this Nityananda, since he's been associating with Nimai, he's become mad, he's become crazy. Get out. Hut. That's the way they would treat Balaram. Now what he could have done to them? The entire Kuru army was absolutely terrorized by the red anger in his eyes. Yes? But what did he do? He got on his knees with tears and prayed, please take the name of Krishna. I'll do anything. I'll do anything for you. Just take the name of Lord Gauranga, take the name of Krishna, and you will be my life and soul. I will be your servant forever. And if they still didn't do it, he would roll in the ground and beg them and beg them and beg them until ultimately their hearts were so moved by his humility and his compassion that they accepted the Sankirtan of the holy name. So here at Ram Ghat, Sri Balaramji was thoroughly intoxicated with love of God, with love and compassion for all living beings, and love for Krishna, his eternal brother. As Lord Nityananda, Balaramji wanted to share, wanted to distribute that intoxicated state of ecstatic love of God with everyone and anyone. by distributing the ultimate intoxicant, Harinam. Rupa Goswami gives a beautiful verse that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Haridas Thakur, Nityananda Prabhu, everybody was glorifying this verse. I do not know how much nectar the two syllables Krishna have produced. When the holy name of Krishna enters into the ears, we desire many, many, many ears. When the holy name of Krishna dances on the tongue, we desire many, many tongues. And then when it enters into the ears, we desire millions and millions of ears. And when it enters into the heart, it conquers our consciousness. Anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam punamrita svadanam. Mahaprabhu has given us this message. That pleasure, that intoxicated state of bliss that everyone is longing for is awakened, prema bhakti, through the loud chanting of the holy name. Krishna tells us in Gita, param dristvani vartate, that the desire for selfish, egoistic enjoyment is so deeply rooted in the heart. Yatato hyapikonteya purushasya vipaschata indriyani pramatini haranti prashabhamana. Even a person of discrimination who is earnestly trying to overcome the senses is often overcome by them. The senses are so strong and impetuous, Arjuna. There's only one way. Vishayavani vartante niraharasya dehana rasavarajam rasopyasya param dristvani vartate. Only if we experience a higher taste can we give up the pursuit of pleasure in this world. Everyone is looking to be intoxicated by lust, intoxicated by fame and prestige, intoxicated by wealth. Nala Kuvera, Manigriva, they were intoxicated by their wealth, by their physical beauty, by their youth, by their strength. People are intoxicated by beverages and drugs. Everyone is looking for intoxication. People go to the cinemas and sit in front of televisions all day to try to find some type of intoxication. Yes? Pleasure. How to give it up? So deeply seated in our hearts. We have to perform tapasya. But ultimately, the only way we can become free from the desire for sense gratification is we have to experience a higher taste. And what is that higher taste? Krishna. Krishna's form. Krishna's beautiful, threefold bending form. Krishna's wonderful, wonderful pastimes. Krishna's love and kindness. Krishna's service. By hearing about Krishna, by utilizing our same mind and senses that are the cause of bondage to engage in Krishna's service, we can gradually experience Krishna's love. But in this age of Kali, the only way of awakening that love within our heart is the chanting of Krishna's names. Krishna's not different than his names. All of his powers, all of his beauty, all of his sweetness is everlastingly present in his names. So yes, Nityananda Prabhu, the supreme drunkard, according to Advaita Acharya, who is an authority, has come to this world to distribute the Varuni of love of God to everyone and anyone if we just learn the proper process of chanting the holy name. at Ram Ghat, with all humility and sincerity, let us offer prayer. Let us pray to Shri Balaramji that with his blessings and mercy, he will be pleased with our insignificant efforts to be the servant of his servants. Let us pray to Sri Nityananda Balaramji that by his causeless affection he may grant us the supreme benediction of tasting the nectar of the holy name. That he may awaken within our hearts genuine feelings of loving surrender. And that by his causeless mercy, Shri Guru and the Acharyas may be proud and pleased with our efforts. So yes, let us strive and be willing to give up anything and everything to acquire that higher taste for the holy names of Radha and Krishna. Thank you very much.
So first of all, it is very difficult to find anything to say to add to the wonderful explanation of this place, Sri Ram Ghat, and also the glories of Lord Balaram, Nityananda Prabhu. But while Maharaj was speaking, I was thinking of something from my early days in Vrindavan that I remembered that gave me a lot of encouragement. Srila Prabhupada said that we should go before Krishna Balaram in the Krishna Balaram temple. And you should go and you should say to Lord Balaram, "My dear Lord Balaram, this is my difficulty." And you should tell him whatever it is that you're having difficulty with. And you should say to him, "My dear Lord Balaram, this is my difficulty. You please help me with this." So I noted just recently one young devotee came with me to Vrindavan and was speaking to my husband, and he suggested to her that she should have one goes to a psychologist, so she should go and have a session every day. She should have her session at 12 o'clock every day in the Krishna Balaram Mandir with Lord Balaram, and and every day she'd come back with a big smile on her face. So I've seen Lord Balaram, I've told him my problems, he's taking care of them. So Lord Balaram has always been, for those of us who have lived in Vrindavan through the various difficult days, in the beginning when the Krishna Balaram Mandir was a very austere place to live. And it was rare that people chose to reside in Vrindavan because of all the difficulties involved. So then we would often take shelter of Lord Balaram, and he became, I think I would speak not only for myself, that he became like our hero. So this is the first thing that came to my mind, hearing Maharaj speak. And secondly, this place of Ram Ghat, this is the place where Lord Balaram bestowed the greatest amount of his compassion upon the residents of Vrindavan. Sometimes it is said by some authorities that the Yadavas, they wouldn't allow Krishna to come back to Vrindavan. But still, many times I've had people say to me, why didn't Krishna come back? He can do anything. He can say, I just have to, this is very important, I have to go and do something. We know also he's very tricky. He can also say, I'm going to visit the Kauravas in Hastinapur, and instead he can come to Vraj. So why was it really that Krishna didn't come back? So this is a very deep question, and not a question that multifaceted questions cannot be answered in one or two sentences. But one time I heard it spoken that one reason that he did not come back was because he wouldn't have been able to bear it. The mood of the residents of Vrindavan was so acute. So Balaram, he chose to come back. And to encourage them to continue with their lives. So this is a very deep subject, and Dinabandhu Prabhu, you can continue. Please excuse me.
So this is just, Ram Ghat is one of those very, very beautiful places. We also mention in that beautiful song we sing Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jai Vrindavan. Jaya Rama Gata Jaya Rohini Nanda. Whenever I'm outside of Braj, I always sing that song to remind me of Braj. But when I'm in Braj, or there's a half moon in the sky and we're at Prem Sarovar and we sing that song, it's so ecstatic. And now you've come here, now that we're getting close to the end of your yatra, that little fear of separation is climbing up on one side of the heart, But wherever you go, now you've come here, these pastimes has entered deep within your heart, and wherever you go and you sing that song, then just like slideshow, these all places will come into your heart. Ping, 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 ping. And just see the beauty of this place. Of course, Lord Balaram, he came here at the most beautiful time. That was Chaitra and Vaisak. That time, all the flowers in Braj are blooming. Just like now, just about only flower we find is this genda, this, marigold. And kunda. There's one beautiful white flower that comes in wintertime. That's described, actually Balaram's complexion described just like kunda flower. But he has not got so much fragrance like this mogra flower that comes in Chaitra and Vaisak. You go to Banka Bihari, they build beautiful flower palaces. As soon as you walk in the door, the fragrance is just flowing everywhere. But that is Vaisak. All the trees are in flowering. Everything is just such. You just imagine this place. That here we're sitting under this beautiful banyan tree. When Lala would see such a tree, he would say, oh Maya, what kind of tree is this what's got a beard? What kind of tree is this what's got a beard? Arey Maya, ye khaan ki pair hai, jiski daari hai. Ye khaan ki pair hai, jiski daari hai. Mother Yasoda looks, oh, this banyan tree, you see his beard is coming down. And over here, this is the biggest gular tree I've ever seen anywhere. There's another one here. This is the Indian fig tree. But this one here, he's the biggest gular I've ever seen. This is the Indian fig tree. Only plant in existence gives fruit without flower. You know this? He has fruit. You see, all the fruits are there right close to the trunk. You can see all the little fruits are hanging there. But you will never see flower. In fact, when the Angrez were here, they used to tell the Indians, well, we want independence. No. Whenever the gular gives flower, then we'll give you independence. And the Indians answer the back, we will get independence, we will create a botanist better than your pasteur, and we'll make a gular with flower. But this is the biggest gular tree I've ever seen. So many beautiful trees are here. It's such a beautiful place. So just to sort of set the scene, that time all the mogra flowers, the madhavi flowers begin to bloom, So incredible time. And somehow, in Bhakti Ratnakar, Raghava Pandit, he's taking the round, sometimes he just gives a little hint. He's here at this Kund, Radha and Krishna gopis exchange very mysterious talks. And you just laugh, wow, what were those mysterious talks? He doesn't say. I guess we're supposed to know, we're supposed to be so learned in all the Rasic scriptures that we should know that there's just a hint and we'll know where to go and find. I don't know where to go. But this pastime of Lord Balaram is so wonderful here at Ram Ghat. Raghava Pandit just becomes completely overwhelmed. I can't even tell this story like he does. I mean, people, was it Madhav Maharaj, he tells, Dinabandhu, you don't tell stories, you tell movies. So this morning I got up and with, Murphy says, dare is human, but if you really want to screw things up, you need a computer. So first of all, I couldn't find the cord from my computer to the printer. Then somehow the paper was getting stuck. Anyway, somehow I got it printed out because Raghava Pandit's description of this place is unparalleled. O Srinivas, this is Ram Ghat. Balaram, the son of Rohini, performed his Ras Leela here. This place is situated quite a distance from where Krishna had his Ras Leela. Balaram is the second body of Krishna himself, supremely gentle and forbearing. The depth of his real self is like that of 10 million oceans. Anxious to meet the residents of Vrindavan, he came to Vraj from Dwarka and stayed during the months of Chaitra and Vaisak to console Nanda, Yasoda and others. By his loving, submissive dealings, the son of Rohini satisfied his friends in various ways. Here also Balaram gave solace to all of Krishna's beloved gopi friends and charmed his own dear and loving gopis, with whom he had previously sported during spring. Who can possibly describe the great fun they enjoyed as they performed their pastimes? At that time Krishna killed the Sankachuda. Then Krishna and Balaram both increased the Ranga. Ranga means fun and also color, with their own beloveds by celebrating a festival of Holi. The learned devotees have described the beauty of these pastimes. In Sri Krishna Chaitanya Charita, Murari Gupta says, just see at this place Ram and Krishna, decorated with gold and jewel ornaments, suitably dressed for spring, engaged in amorous pastimes, in a merry mood, each with his own beautiful gopis. They are overflowing with ecstatic mellows as they join their lovely gopi friends in dancing and singing. The sporting of activities of Balaram are most wonderful and abounding with transcendental mellows. There is no limit to his dear beloveds. He increased the loving attachment of these gopis who were not fortunate enough due to their young age to associate with Krishna when he performed his Ras Leela. How Balaram engaged in this pastime is beyond description. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Lord Balaram, the personality of Godhead, resided there for 2 months of Madhu and Madhav, and during the nights he gave his cowherd girlfriends conjugal pleasure. Sri Raghava Pandit continued to describe the beauty of Balaram at the time of his Ras Leela. O Srinivas, Knowing that he would perform his Ras Leela with his dear lovers, Balaram happily came to this place. This pleasant spot, situated near the Jamuna, was always filled with scented air. The flowers of the gardens were in full bloom, and the sky was bright from the full moon. The humming of the bumblebees and sweet singing of various birds surcharged the atmosphere. Millions of male and female peacocks danced, and many deer played in the garden. As Balaram relaxed beneath a tree, the gods in heaven sang the glories of Rohini Nandan, whose beauty and posture fascinate the world. Oh, Srinivas, who can keep his composure, seeing the splendor of Baladev? It was here that Rama sat on a jeweled throne in a festive dress. The beauty of Baladev conquers that of millions of Kamdevs, and every movement of his charms the Munis and Indras. The glory of his body, which brightens the three worlds, can defeat the pride of millions of moons. The silky black curly hair covering his head is decorated with a jeweled crown, and he wears a beautiful Vaijanti flower garland. His lips are as red as bimba fruit, and his teeth sparkle like pearls. A garland of Vaijayanti dangles from his powerful neck. All glories to the powerful hero Rohini Nandan. The white conch, kunda flowers, camphor, and the silver white mountain all bow down to Balaram's white complexion. Do you catch that? That's amazing. The white conch, the kunda flowers, camphor, and the silver white mountain all bow down to Balaram's bright white complexion. There's a beautiful verse, I believe it's in Garga Samhita. Shanka Kundindu Swedanga Balaram. Shanka Kundindu Swedanga Balaram. Shanka, you know, conch. Kunda, I just told. Kancha, Kunda. The Kunda flower, and the other coming in Braj. Shanka Kundindu. Indu, you know Indu? Indu is another name for moon. Shanka, Kulindu, Swedanga, Balarama. Here it says, even these descriptions, these things, they bow down to that complexion. Even camphor. The wavy locks of his lustrous hair curling around his forehead, and his bright tilak steals the young maiden's hearts. His lotus eyes are restless, and his eyebrows dance like black bumblebees now near his bright earrings. With a pointed nose that defeats the beauty of Garuda's beak, and his face which conquers the splendor of the moon, it appears as though nectar pours from his body. His arms are decorated with bangles, and jewel necklaces adorn his strong chest. His thin waist breaks the lion's pride. He is wearing exquisite blue dress, and his well-shaped knees are very pleasing to all who see him. The reddish color of the soles of his feet defeat the sun, and the brightness of his nails conquers darkness. I am unable to describe the beauty of Baladev, as there is no comparison to him in this world. In this way the Puranas give Baladev's descriptions, which the fortunate must always see. In this place, Rohini Nandan Balaram stood in a threefold bending form and blew joyfully on his horn, the sound of which moves the heart of Brahma and others. O Srinivas, with only one mouth, how can I describe the beauty of Balai's pastimes? Here in this moonlit Jamuna Upavan, Balaram engaged in his pastimes surrounded by millions of gopis. This is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. In the company of numerous women, Lord Balaram enjoyed in a garden by the Jamuna river. The garden was bathed in the rays of the full moon and caressed by breezes bearing the fragrance of night-blooming lotuses. Sent by the demigod Varuna, the divine Varuni liquor flowed from the tree hollow and made the entire forest even more fragrant with its sweet aroma. The wind carried to Balaram the fragrance of that flood of sweet liquor, and when he smelled it, he went to the tree. There he and his female companions drank. Raghava continued his story. After drinking the liquor, Rohini Nandan became maddened as he began his Ras Leela with his gopis. Some of the gopis played mridanga, pinaka, Veena, and other instruments, while other gopis sang Lord Balaram's glorious and melodious songs based on rhythmic tunes and beats. Lord Brahma and others were moved by the music. Sri Balaram himself became overwhelmed by the dancing, singing, and music, and soon the Ras Mandir was filled with unlimited happiness. To enjoy water sports with his lovers, Balaram brought the Jamuna nearby, pulling her with his plow, and then he sported in her water. Because now Balaram's intoxicated. You know, when you're intoxicated, you get a little lazy. But Balaram was seeing Jamuna is very far away. Aja! That's why she got upset. He's speaking in very simple language like this. Why did I go all the way there? Yeah. Yeah! Huh? Come on over here. Huh? Balaram brought the Jamuna nearby, pulling her with his plow, and then sported in her water. After bathing, Balaram changed his dress, drank honey and liquor, and spent the night with his associates. In the early morning, the gopis could not bear their separation from Balaram and did not want to return to their homes. Balaram consoled them in many ways and sent them to their houses. Out of fear of Balaram, the Jamuna offered him prayers, and folding her hands, she threw herself at his feet. This description is found in Vraj Vilasastava. When by her own quiet nature the Jamuna was flowing to the south ocean, she did not respond to the order of Balaram, and thus he pulled her with his plow. In this place the Jamuna can be seen as she is. I sing the glories of this place with my devoted heart. Sri Raghava told his followers that Balaram's Rasastali is famous throughout the world, and devotees always offer their prayers at this beautiful place named Ram Ghat. So Maharaj has just engaged us in this. Whoever hears the glories of Ram Ghat can be easily freed from worldly life. During his pilgrimages, Sri Ras Vilas Ram Nityananda Rai passed some days here. He played with the cowboys and ate curd, milk, roots, and fruits whenever he felt hungry. He was perplexed, trying unsuccessfully to conceal his identity as Baladev. The local people said, "This must be Rohini Nandan, traveling in Vrindavan as an avadut." Seeing Nityananda's divine performance, all the people, young, old, and youths, were bewildered. Raghava Pandit showed the shakap tree, whose wood Nityananda used to clean his teeth. Anybody know what is a shakap tree? Even I don't know. Right. It must be around here somewhere, one of these trees. At Ramagat there was a Brahmin who could not live for a moment without the thought of Baladev. To satisfy his devotee, Nityananda gave him darshan as Baladev. He also Kalinli prayed to Nityananda, Sri Ras Vilas Balaram. Even the demigods could not restrain their tears of ecstasy as they watched Nityananda sporting in this place. When Nityananda slept on a bed of dust beneath the trees, he would call out again and again his dream, "When will the emancipation of these wretched souls take place? When will the Lord of Navadvip advent himself? I will go and see him with my own eyes." No one could understand the meaning of his words. So in this very, very beautiful place, Lord Nityananda also came here, playing as a cowherd boy, eating roots and fruits and taking curd and butter from everyone's house. This is a very, very incredibly beautiful place. I was thinking, because Balaram, he's the older brother. That we heard, he's always serving and serving and serving. But somehow he's come as older brother. And we know, actually we hear, we'll go back a little bit, we hear, today we're hearing all about Lord Balaram's plow. His other constant companion is his muscle. Now in English we don't have any transcendental, we have all these technical words, megabyte and gigahertz and DVD and CVD, but for transcendental science, we have no technological words. So they just say club. So we used to have, in fact Balaram used to have, of course he knows how to play club. He taught Duryodhana and everyone how to play with club. But Balaram's real weapon is mushal. Now by grace of Saint Madhav Maharaj, Bhakti Visramba Madhav Maharaj, he made nice silver mussel for Lord Balaram. The mussel is, it's shaped, it comes very thick down at the end, and the shape's like a little place where you can put your hand. And what do they use it for? They put the rice in a hole in the ground, and then they beat it like this. Bam, 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 bam. What happens? The husk, useless. Useless means anart. Anart. Art means which has meaning. Anart. No meaning means useless. Bam, bam. Well, that husk is no use for us. We want the rice. Rice is nice. So that is Balaram's duty. Bam, bam, to get rid of all of our anarthas, as Jakatrini so wonderfully remembered Prabhupada's instruction. Just go there and pray to Lord Balaram. I remember Prabhupada was walking up the Bhaktivedanta Swami Marg. He said, just day after the installation, he said, now everything is all right. Balaram is here. So he's there, just like we saw Devaki. First there was 6 garbs. Who are those 6 garbs? Do you know? Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsarya, our good friends. We know them all too very well. So Sanatana Goswami explains that Devaki, she's bhakti. She represents bhakti. Kamsa represents this material mentality. So devotee, by his fear, Devaki, she's afraid of Kans. So by that fear, these things are cleaned out of her heart. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Mad, Matsarya, all these things cleaned out. Then who comes? Balaram comes. This is the business of Guru. He's Adi Guru. Guru is representative of Balaram. Clean out all these things from the heart. Then Balaram comes. He makes the womb very nice place. Now Krishna is going to come. So he's making nice place. This is business of Guru. Clean all these things from your heart, then decorate that heart so that you can put Krishna there. Now we're putting so many nasty things there. Now Guru means clean out all these things. That's the muscle. Bam, bam, very heavy thing. This is Balaram. So Radha Govind Maharaj explained to us one time, one Acharya, he's not one of our Gaudiya Acharyas, but he's a great Vaishnava, one Vaishnava Acharya. He's described because at that time what happened was Krishna called Yogmaya. He said, now you take this 7th garb, and he says, oh Badre, oh auspicious one. Because she's going to say, wait a minute, Lord Shesh, he's holding up the whole universe. Now you want me to pick him up? I'm going to pick him up? He said, don't worry, I will give you the energy. He said, oh Badri, don't worry, I'll give you the energy, don't worry. Now you pick him up and move him over to Rohini's womb. So this word Krishna we know means all attractive. So the actual word, because by Sunday it becomes Kr, but the actual word is Akarshan. Akarshan. It almost sounds like what it means. Akarshan, you can feel it pulling, Attraction, Akarshan. So because he'll be attracted to the womb of Rohini, therefore his name will be Sankarshan. And because he'll be very strong, his name will be Balabhadra. Just like we know Bal. Just like even the Upanishad said, Nayamatma Bala Hinena. You will not get advancement in spiritual life by this type of Bal. You need that Balaram Bal. You need the mercy of Lord Balaram. So Balabhadra. And because he will give pleasure, we're just hearing how he gave so much pleasure. He will be known as Ram. So now that Acharya explains one interesting thing. Who is given the names? Krishna gave the names, right? Because when a child is born, who gives the name? Some superior personality, grandfather, father, mother, uncle sometimes. Some superior person gives the name, isn't it? Sometimes grandfather comes, you make the kundali, then they give the name like that. Some superior person. Therefore, just to allay anybody's doubts, because we heard, well, Balarama is the expansion, but he's the older brother, so wait a minute. Who's the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Who's supreme? He's the older brother, so he's superior. But, so just to free you from any doubt, Krishna has done the name-giving ceremony. That means he's in a superior position, isn't it? Just like that same day we were walking up the road with Prabhupada, he said, so who's stronger, Krishna or Balaram? So somebody said Balaram, they gave the reason, somebody said Krishna, they're going back and forth. Prabhupada was walking and walking. He said, who's stronger, Krishna or Balaram? Who says Balaram? Who says Krishna? Oh, you guys are smart, huh? You know why? It says Prabhupada says, you see, Balaram is resting on Krishna's arm. You see in Krishna Balaram, he's resting on Krishna's. So Krishna is stronger. And here we see this wonderful deity of Baladev. He's white. Almost everywhere we go, just like last time we came, I didn't even dare think of giving Abhiram a huge monster headache of getting us to stop there. That place, Shergar, there's such an incredible, beautiful deity, a huge deity of Baladev, astounding deity of Baladev in that place. There's Shergar. So I didn't even dream about stopping 30 buses to get out and go there and see. But anyway, just nearby, he's there. So, just thinking about him, I forgot what I was going to say. He's such a beautiful deity. So anyway, so that place there is called Shergar. Actually, the real name of that place is Kelanvan. There the games, you know Kale, all you know Kale. Kale means games, sports. There Krishna and Balarama, and all the cowboys engage in so many enchanting sports there. This is Kelanvan. Very beautiful place. It's like I heard for the small children in your, what do you call it, Gopal Garden? What is it? Gopal Garden. The small children's ashram is called Kelanvan. There they played. This is also a very important place. Rupa Goswami has written one book. What is that? Lalita Madhav. It starts from this place, practically. Because Radharani was just running. We're hearing about, now we're going to go back to separation again. We're going to tear your hearts apart. Radharani was just running with Visakha all over Braj. Oh, where is my Prananath? Oh, where is Shyam Sundar now? She was talking to the trees. She was talking to everyone. She even ran up right to, to even superior. She was, where is Krishna? She was just running here and there, asking anyone. She finally came to Govardhan Hill. He said, oh, Govardhan Hill, you're so high in the sky. Can you look around? Can you see my Shyam Sundar anywhere? Do you see my Prananath anywhere? Huh? She ran to this place. She ran to that place. Then Visakha said, maybe he's there at Kelanvan, where he always used to play with the cowherd boys. So they ran down here to Kelanvan. And there they saw the beautiful Jamuna River. And there was blue lotuses in the Jamuna River, and Visakha said, oh Radhe, do you see? There's your beloved there in the river. And both of them entered into the river. Poor Mukara was standing there. She happened to be passing by, and she saw Visakha and Radharani entered into the Jamuna's water and disappeared. Says, oh my God, my granddaughter's died, and she also ran. Somehow or other somebody appeared to stop her. No, don't go, don't worry. They entered into the river, which we just heard is a form of Visakha. And this river, Jamuna, she's also known as Bhanu Nandini, Surya Putri. Surya, she's the daughter of the sun god. So this is the place where Radharani jumped into the Jamuna with Visakha. They went to the sun god. They went to the sun planet. And Visakha says, see, here's your Prananath. And Radharani said, don't try to fool me. I don't feel any ecstatic symptoms by seeing this fellow. He may be with the sun god, he may be Bhagavan, Surya, and all this, but I don't feel any ecstatic symptoms. In this pastime, then we'll just go on in Lalita Madhav, this very, how Radharani goes to Dwarka, that's another big pastime. But this is a place where we just, turned and got onto this little road, that city we went through, that is Kailanman, where this pastime begins, this book begins from that place. So, this is just incredibly wonderful place. Oh, that's right, now I remember, we were talking about why Balarama is white everywhere. I was saying that just thinking of that black deity of Balaram there in Kailanvan, completely lost my train of thought. But people always ask. And I always ask, why is Radharas Bihari white? Why is Radha Gokulananda white in London? You've seen Radharas Bihari, most of you anyway. Huh? Why is he white? He's carved from white stone, right? Well, you went to Nrsingatirtha, right? You saw Nrsingadev, he's black. You ever saw a black lion? I never saw. Eastward says there's black lions, but I never saw a black lion. He's carved from black stone. All the ancient deities are carved from black stone. So here we get to see a white Balaram in this place. And he's known, I don't even know why. Encha Dauji. Is Mohan here? Mohan? You pujari hai? Does anybody know why he's called Encha Dauji here? Huh? Ah, that's why. Encha means to pull. This is Brij Bhasha, Encha. So he's the one who pulled the Jamuna. You can just see over here. Alright, samajh liya. Encha Kinchna, huh? So that is why he's called Encha Dauji.